there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So, I decided that I got the laptop out to do some videos for Football Manager at your request. So, I decided that I would actually just do the Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League catch-up video using the laptop. So I hope that's okay. I know lots of you love the pen and the fact that I use my phone. Actually, tomorrow I've spent some money for the first time. Thank you to my lovely patrons who have helped me with this. I bought myself an iPad. So the next set of videos are actually going to be done with the stylus on the iPad. So I hope that excites quite a lot of you, because I know that some of you really love the pen on the screen. It really helps with the ASMR. So that will be returning. This isn't going to be a permanent thing. I just wanted to use the laptop since it was switched on. I hope the fan noise doesn't come across that much. Let me know in the comment section how you did this week. I did pretty well. At one point I was completely smashing it. About half time, I was number 1 in the league based on this week's results, and I'd gone up to like top 6, but then it dropped away in the second half. So we're going to look at the predict 6, and then we're going to do next match day as well in predictions. Let me know if you think some of my predictions are absolutely crazy, and if you had a really good week. And we look at the league as well. Feel free to join us. The codes and everything are in the info box below. Okay, shall we get started then? So, match day 3, I got 48 points, which is my highest so far. Bearing in mind that match day 1 I missed a couple of matches because I didn't realise the new game was available. So I said Monaco to win 2-0 against Red Star. They won 5-1 in the early kickoff, but I played my booster, so I got 10 points for that. I said Aston Villa would beat Bologna 1-0. It was 2-0 in the end. Nearly got that 1-0 win. So I got 7 points for that. Correctly said that both of those would score first. And then I got this one completely correct. So Sporting winning away at Sturm Graz in Austria 2-0. And Sporting obviously would score first. So 12 points for me there. And then the last 3, I said that there'll be a 1-1 draw between Brest and Leverkusen. I know Leverkusen are very good, but Brest are having a magnificent season, not suffering from playing midweek Champions League European matches at all, and still doing pretty well domestically. So the only thing I got wrong there is that I said Brest would score first and Leverkusen would get like a 91st minute equaliser. Didn't happen. It was Leverkusen that scored first, but I still got 15 points for correctly getting the scoreline. This one really surprised me. Did it surprise you? Let me know in the comment section. What is Company doing with the defence? There was like 2 in defence. A wing back and a defender on the halfway line. Like, are they trying to play like Spurs against Barcelona in Montjuic? It was just bizarre. It was 4-1. I thought it was going to be 7 at one point. Kane had a goal struck off for offside. Thoroughly entertaining match, obviously, but completely got the scoreline wrong. I thought it would be much more even, 2-2. Some people in the commentary suggesting that Company is on borrowed time because he's not doing so well. I think it's a little bit ridiculous, but they do need to have a little chat with Upamecano about him like being on the halfway line and pushing forward to go and mark Lewandowski. Too much class for that. I know I don't really love the guy. But he, his numbers speak for himself. And one of the things that he does do very well, and that I've seen him do many times, is drag people away from where they should be to come to him. And then he plays like this amazing through pass, which he did. Rafinha also having an amazing season, now captain. Why were they going to sell him? Like, what would possess you? He's doing so well, and the new manager. Anyway, Barcelona 2, Bayern Munich 2 did not happen. 4-1 to the Catalans. And this one I was a little bit shocked at. Salzburg at home losing 2-0 to Dinamo, so they get their first win of the competition this year. I only got 2 points for that, particularly because I said it would be 0-0. I didn't predict a first scorer either. Let's look at Matchday 4 then. In fact, I think we need to look at all of the scores, so I'll switch over here to FotMob. And we'll take a look at the Champions League from here. Conference League, Champions League. Quick catch-up. Aston Villa are top, Liverpool, Man City. So an English trio at the beginning of the top of the table. After last year's failings, really, we had no English teams in the semi-finals, maybe the quarter-finals of any European competition. Monaco, surprisingly, Brest and Leverkusen in the top 6 and making up the top 8 automatic qualifiers, Inter and Sporting. Just below them, Arsenal, Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Real Madrid, Juve, Benfica. Feyenoord had a great week as well. And then the ones towards the bottom, so Bayern Munich are just in the qualification playoffs zone. Milan are not. Atletico Madrid having a bad start. They've got Paris Saint-Germain next in Paris. And then a couple of those that you thought would struggle a bit more. Bratislava, Salzburg, Red Star. I'm surprised about Leipzig being down there with 3 losses. I'm not shocked about Bologna. I think that they are new to the competition, so Girona are doing quite well actually. Sparta Prague too doing quite well. Celtic are in there. Stuttgart are in there. They're new to this competition. Lille are doing brilliantly. They've now beaten 2 Spanish sides, Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, so that's fantastic. Curiously, they lost away to Sporting. Yeah, so it's turning out to be interesting. Let's have a look at the matches. So that was Wednesday. Let's have a look at Tuesday. Tuesday, Milan beat Club Brugge 3-1. Monaco beat Red Star 5-1. Arsenal beating Shakhtar 1-0. Aston Villa beating Bologna 2-0. Girona beating Slovan Bratislava 2-0. Juve losing at home to Stuttgart, but Stuttgart had a goal ruled off earlier on in the match, and they looked like they could always win that match. PSG against PSV, PSV unlucky in some respect. They sort of started quite well, and then Paris Saint-Germain came back into it. Noah Lang's goal, really, really nice. The stats don't look good for the away team, but I thought that they were going to sneak it at one point. And then, talk about sneaking it, my God. So Borussia Dortmund, half-time, 2-0 up in the Bernabeu. Like, I was giggling. I was like, oh my God, that's a shocking result for Real. Came out in the second half. Vinicius Jr. got like a power-up at half-time. Wants the Ballon d'Or this week, doesn't he? And Real scored 5 in the second half. That is impressive. And then Sporting winning away to Stuttgart 2-0. So that is Tuesday. We'll go on to Wednesday. Celtic, very brave. 0-0 to Atalanta, who were all over them. Will be really frustrated, but Celtic delighted with that result. So much better in the defence department. So much better. Brest and Bayer Leverkusen 1-1. Atleti losing at home to Lille. Lille looked really good for it as well. Very shocking performance from a side that normally does not concede goals. Barca hammering Bayern, we've talked about that already. A really shocking result. God, the Benfica home crowd were stunned by the performance of the away team. Yeah, so a fantastic result from Feyenoord away from home. Really shocking. I mean, obviously they had the best of it, but The tactics from Feyenoord worked perfectly. And then we had 5-0 against Sparta Prague from Manchester City. Liverpool beating Leipzig 1-0 away from home. Zagreb, as I said earlier, Salzburg 2-0 away from home. Inter, Young Boys were so narrowly, so close. Yeah, Young Boys really did their best to hang on, but Thuram getting the 93rd minute winner. And you know, they got 20 shots on goal, no big chances. They're very wasteful Inter team. Very unlike them. But they got the 3 points in the end. And then next time we've got all these matches. Let's have a little look at them here. So the Predict 6. Okay, so Bologna, Monaco. I think Monaco are in much better form at the second. People are saying 2-1, 2-0, or 1-all. The 1-all is tempting, being Bologna are at home. But Monaco are really impressive, and they're quite high in the table. I'm either going to go 1-all or 2-1. I think I'm going to go 2-1. Monaco to score first. Okay, Real against Milan. I don't see any chance for Milan in this match, the way they've been playing in this competition thus far, compared to the way that Real have been playing in this competition. 3-1. Yeah, that seems reasonable, particularly if Vinicius is playing. This should be a good one. Liverpool against Leverkusen. People are saying either 2-1 or 2-all. Had this been last season, I think I would have gone for a draw, but this season with Slot at Liverpool and Leverkusen not quite as invincible as they were, I think it'll be a close run thing, but Liverpool will get the win. Club Brugge, Aston Villa. Club Brugge at home are decent, but Aston Villa are playing out of their skin at the moment. So I'm thinking maybe a 2-0 to Aston Villa. Sorry, Club Brugge. Feyenoord, Salzburg. Feyenoord are also playing pretty well at the second. Let's just double check. Yeah, look, they're unbeaten for quite some time, whereas Salzburg, not so much, not even at home. 5-0 lost to Sturm Graz. So I'm going to go for 2-0 to the team from Rotterdam. And, Sparta Praha against Brest. This is a tricky one. It's tricky because, apart from the 5-0 loss to Man City, which you can't help really, Sparta are pretty decent at home. And mind you, they lost to Slavia Praha, but it was away. Then they drew with Stuttgart, and they lost home to Olomouc. Okay, so they're not playing that well at the minute. Brest are. People are saying 2-1, 1-all. I'm going to say, I think I'm going to do 2-0, you know. 2-0 to Brest, I think is what I'm going to go for. Let me know what you think, and leave a comment. We're going to look at the Europa League next, and then move on, lastly, to the Conference League. You ready? Okay, so I got... Oh, actually, sorry, one last thing. We didn't look at the... Oops. Prizes, rules, leagues. So CB7 is top, well done. I'm 14th. And if I view the league, then that's the general, and Matchday 3 I actually came 7th, which is very good for me. Well done, Brad, who won this week. Okay, so that's the table. Okay, UEFA, that's the Conference League. Oh, no, that's the Conference League. Oh, how strange. It says Conference, but it's in orange. Oh, okay. Let me just pause it and sort it out. Hang on, I've opened up the same one. Okay, fixed it. So, Europa League, I got 35 points, and seems I forgot to do Matchday 2. I am very far behind, but it's still my better one. So I said Braga to lose at home to Bodo Glimt, and they did. So I got 8 points for that, 2-1 in the end. I said it would be a draw between Galatasaray and Elfsborg after Elfsborg's fantastic performance against Roma, and I was so close, but there was a fourth goal in the end. I love watching Galatasaray, so many goals. 4-3 to Gala Jimbombom, and then Midtjylland, I said, would beat Union Saint-Gilloise, who are having a tough season this year. They did, but not by the scoreline I said, so 8 points to me for that. I said Maccabi Tel Aviv would lose home to Sociedad. They did, not by the scoreline I guessed. It was 2-1 in the end, 8 points to me. And I also said that Porto would beat Hoffenheim 2-1. It was 2-0 in the end, so 7 points to me. And then I played my booster on Lyon, beating Besiktas at home, and they lost at home to Besiktas. So I wasted my booster and only got 4 points for that one. Let's look at before I forget to do it later on, let's look at the league now. So I'm 18th, as I said. I missed Matchday 2, so I completely messed it up for myself. But if we look, striker 77, well done, Nico is in second. If we look at Matchday 3, in isolation, Nico came top, Mad Max joint, and I came 9th, so I didn't do that badly. Okay, again, let's pop over to FotMob and look at the exact scorelines of all of the different matches in the day's events. Europa League. And the table, Lazio are top with 3 wins out of 3, Tottenham are second, Anderlecht, well done, are third, and they've got an easy game, supposedly, against RFS next. Gala, Ajax, Frankfurt, Midtjylland and Athletic Club all doing brilliantly, as are Bode Glimt. Rangers at the top end of those qualification spots. Then we've got Olympiacos is up there, Steaua Bucharest, who are doing quite well. Obviously they had a rough game in their last game against Rangers, although at one point the goal should not have been disallowed and it should have been 1-0 to Steaua. I don't think any Rangers fans would disagree with me. You got off the hook. Butland made a mess of that. Fener are actually unbeaten. Porto have got Lazio next, so good luck to them. Roma won a match, and we got Saint-Gilloise next, so hopefully we can try and get up the table. Man United, 3 doors out of 3, and they've got PAOK next. PAOK are... where are PAOK? Oh, they're just there. Maybe Man United can get something out of that. Alkmaar are in 24th, Braga surprisingly in 26th, Besiktas. They've got Malmö next. They're in 27th, Nice down in 32nd, that is unacceptable really for them. Kiev and Karabakh down the bottom with Maccabi Tel Aviv. Okay, let's look at matches specifically then. So, if I do it by round 3. Okay, so on Wednesday we saw Bode Glimt beating Braga in Portugal, well done to them, and that brilliant match between Galatasaray and Elfsborg. Oh, actually, fair play, it was 4-2 at one point. But yeah, the ebb and flow of the match, fascinating encounter. 23 shots from the home team, but 14 for the away, so Galatasaray, it's never boring watching them. Okay, and then Frankfurt beating RFS, who are plucky. They're doing a lot better this tournament than I thought they were going to do, the Latvian champions. Midtjylland beating Saint-Gilloise 1-0. Ferencváros beating Nice 1-0. We talked about that match already. Then PAOK drawing with Victoria Pilsen 2-2. Pilsen are difficult to beat. Oh, and they had a man sent off as well. They were beating PAOK in Greece 2-0 until that point. Oh no, yes it was. So without that red card, PAOK perhaps would have lost at home to them. So I do rate this Pilsen team. They did make it extremely far last year. Didn't they make it into the semi-finals and extra time it took for them to be beaten by Fiorentina? Ajax beating Karabakh in Azerbaijan 3-0. Roma actually scored and won a match, Dovbyk, with a penalty against his country mates. So that was still a boring performance, though. Totally hate the formation and the tactics this manager is employing. At least we played him also in defence and Angelino on the left to try and get crosses in, and he did well. Dovbyk, on the minute number of chances he was given, actually did do as much as he could. Baldanzi looked impressive. Enzo Lefebvre, although he made one mistake, which nearly cost us a goal, did generally a lot better, and his passing from midfield is very good. Zalewski wasn't totally awful, which is a compliment. Andika's usually brilliant, and Svila is basically always man of the match. Don't agree with that. Celik cannot cross a ball. He tried to cross a ball, and it just literally just kind of generally went up in the air about a metre from his foot and then hit the first person it came across. And I was like, oh, why? Why can't someone in that position cross a ball? It's shocking. He's naturally a right back. Oh, anyway. Roma fans know what I'm talking about. Anderlecht beat the Bulgarian champions Ludogorets 2-0. Athletic Club beat Slavia Praha 1-0. Porto beat Hoffenheim 2-0. Lazio beat Twente in the Netherlands 2-0. Fenerbahce with that draw against Manchester United. Mourinho got sent off. I was laughing because obviously as a Roma fan, Mourinho always got sent off for us. Very, God, he's such a crazy individual. The talk after the match was very much about why on earth they played Mazraoui in the number 10 role and not, for example, Eriksson or literally anyone else. Mazraoui obviously is a wing back. Didn't even have a good game as such. Garnacho had less of a good game. Rashford playing a little bit better, even though he's on the right-hand side. Just Man United are a bit of a mess at the minute, aren't they, really? And Besiktas beating Lyon, surprisingly 1-0. Who's the goal scorer? Fernandes, Portuguese player. And, is he Brazilian? I think he's Portuguese. Olympiacos beating Malmö in Sweden 1-0. And the scorers for the Greek team is El Kabi, who else? And then Rangers with that stunning win. Like I said, massive mistake at the beginning. Welshman Lawrence, I think he's got to be picked for the Welsh team, to be honest. Cherney with 2 goals and Igamane with the 4th. So a stunning victory for them, if not a little bit fortunate to begin with, because you don't know what would have happened if that goal had been allowed to stand, the one where he stole it from the goalkeeper. And then Spurs beating Alkmaar. The talk of the town was the performance from the left winger, the youngster, or right winger in this case, Moore. He's playing again today, and I think he's the youngest. Oh, they're losing at half time. He's their youngest starter, isn't he? In the Premier League. Oh, he's not doing very well either, bless him. That was a lot of pressure. Okay, so that is the Europa League. And let's predict next time then, shall we? Predictions. Matchday 4 on the 6th of November. Besiktas Malmö, I can see Besiktas winning that one, based on current form of the two teams. Oh, ouch, I am going to be watching that match. That is at the same time as the Roma match, so I'll watch the Roma match, which I do think we can win, but not by those scorelines. I'm going to say 1-0. Sorry, Union Saint-Gilloise. This is going to be very exciting. This will be quite a high-scoring match. People are saying 2-1 or 3-1 to Tottenham. I disagree. Galatasaray good for a goal, so I'm going to say 3-2 to Tottenham. And Gala, the first team to score, I think. Okay, and then Elfsborg Braga. On form, I think Elfsborg doing slightly better than Braga, you know, domestically and whatnot. They only beat someone in the Portuguese Cup narrowly. Lost to Porto, lost to Olympiacos, lost to Bodo Glimt, beat Rio Ave. Whereas Elfsborg, what did we say? Lost to Galatasaray narrowly. Lost to Häcken at home. Oh, lost to Sirius. They're both in bad form. Are we going to say 0-0? How exciting. RFS, plucky RFS against Anderlecht, were third in the table. I'm just going to go for a narrow win for the Belgians. And Ajax against Tel Aviv. Ajax again doing quite well at home. I'm going to say 2-0 to the Dutch. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Let me know. And we're going to move on to the Conference League. So, match day 2 only. I said 1-0 between Borac and Apoel. Borac managed to get a 1-0 win away, so 2 points to them, 2 points to me, excuse me. I predicted Jagiellonia to beat Petrogub 2-0, and that's the exact scoreline. I said Larne would lose at home to Shamrock 2-1. It was actually 4-1 to the Republic of Ireland. The champions of Republic of Ireland against the champions of Northern Ireland, so 7 points to me. I said Helsinki would beat Dinamo Minsk 1-0, and they did, so I got 17 points for that. Olympia, I said, would draw with Lask, and they beat them 2-0, so well done to the Slovenian champions. 2 points for me, though. And I said that Bachka Topola would lose at home to Legia Warszawa 1-0. It was 3-0 to the Polish team, so 7 points for me. Let's have a look then. So in the league I am 6th, which I'm very, very pleased with. And if we look, so I'm 6th, Gelly is top, Nico and Oscar not far behind, and based on match day 2, I came top. So it seems I know my stuff when it comes to the lesser known teams, and I'm not so great when it comes to the bigger teams in the Champions League. I do like random teams. I love the Conference League. I really enjoy watching the matches. So bizarre. Okay, so let's look then at the Conference League matches in greater detail before we finish the video. So Chelsea understandably are top, Fiorentina understandably are second. Legia Warszawa doing very well in third, also unbeaten with 2 wins. Lugano of Switzerland, Vitoria de Guimarães, Hearts, Jagiellonia of Poland, Rapid Vienna and Heidenheim. Shamrock Rovers are doing really well, and they've got a game against the New Saints next, so they could get another win there and find themselves continuing in a top 10 position. Banja Luka doing well as well. And then down here we got TNS, we'll talk about them in a second, in 19th, so proud. We've got Copenhagen and Djurgården, the Swedish and Danish teams, not doing so great. Real Betis, very surprisingly, in 27th, perhaps more so. Panathinaikos in 29th. And at the bottom of the table, newcomers Larne. So yeah, TNS, first team from the Welsh pyramid. So we have had teams that currently play in England, like my team, Swansea City, make it into Europe. But they were representing England, like when Cardiff won the FA Cup years ago. So TNS are the first team to qualify via the Welsh league system. League or Cup system, and they got their first win, and they won 2-0 against Astana, who were playing Champions League football a couple of years ago against Man United. So that is a fantastic result. And we got Shamrock Rovers next. I say we because they're representing Wales, and that win means that the coefficient has gone up already to a point where we guaranteed an extra spot in Europe for our league next year. So just one win, that's how quickly it can happen. So chuffed, absolutely over the moon. Let's look at the complete set of matches then, by round 2. So Vikingur, good win over Cercle Bruges, who are doing quite well this season, 3-1. We talked about that one already. Djurgården losing at home to Vitória de Guimarães, 2-1. Gent beating Molde, which is no easy feat, 2-1. We talked about Hearts winning against Omonia Nicosia. They're doing brilliantly, 2-0 to them. Spoken about that already, and that. Celje beating Başakşehir 5-1. So, yeah, Hearts beating Omonia Nicosia 2-0. Brilliant result for them. They're doing fantastically with a new manager. Celje beating Başakşehir 5-1. Quite the shock. Also, Panathinaikos losing so heavily, even though it is to Chelsea, the out-and-out favourites for the tournament. Rapid Vienna beating Noah 1-0. Fiorentina, I would say the second favourites. Sankt Gallen, they beat 4-2 in Switzerland. HJK of Finland beating Dinamo Minsk 1-0 from Belarus. Mlada Bolesov losing at home to Lugano of Switzerland 1-0. Olimpia Ljubljana, we talked about, beating Lask 2-0. Heidenheim beat Pafos just 1-0. Real Betis couldn't get the win against Copenhagen. Copenhagen 1-1 for them. Spoke about TNS already, and we've also spoken about Bachka Topola losing at home to Legia. Let's predict Matchday 3 then, which is happening next week. I don't see any reason why Legia wouldn't quite easily beat Dinamo Minsk based on current form. Petrogub against Rapid. I think Rapid Vienna would just get the win in this one. Pafos Astana. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game based on what I saw from Astana. I don't think... How are Pafos doing? They're doing alright domestically, as are Astana. Maybe it's going to be 0-0 then. Copenhagen, Başakşehir, both are underperforming at the second in this competition. Domestically, Copenhagen have got a better deal of things, and they are at home. I'm not going to say 2-1 though, I'm going to say 1-0, I think. And I'll put Copenhagen to score first. Oh, I've been playing my boosters, have I? Panathinaikos, Djurgården, oh, they both need a win, don't they? I think Panathinaikos will just get it though. And Hearts, ooh, this is the first test for a Hearts, which, as I speak, is currently top of the Scottish Premier League, against a very decent Heidenheim. No one is saying Hearts to win. 2-1 to Heidenheim, 2-0 to Heidenheim, 1-0. I think 1-0 is a good, fair result. I think Hearts will start strongly. Okay, who am I going to play my booster on? I think Legia. Come on, Polski. Okay, and I'll go back and I'll put my booster on. I definitely not put my booster on Roma. I think Anderlecht. They probably have the best chance at the minute. They're in form. And if I go back to this one, predictions, match day 3. Did I do? Oh, I didn't. Oh, I did. Match day 4. Who are we going to put it on then? Real Madrid at the minute, I think. With Vinny Jr. in that form. Okay. So I'll let you go. Let me know if you think any of my predictions are absolutely bonkers in the comment section. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, give it a like. It really helps the channel to grow and tells YouTube that it should share it with a new audience. That's super helpful. If you do that, thank you so much. Join me on Patreon if you love what I do, and click subscribe if you want to make sure that you get the next video in the series. Lots of videos coming up soon. I've already recorded and are being released, including a quiz and several Football Manager saves. So I hope that you look out for them soon as well. Okay, take care. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye 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 bye.